Hello and good evening. Welcome to the 8th live interactive session for the course Nanobiotechnology Enabled Point of Care Devices. The course code is NOC24G23. The course instructor is Professor Gorchan Datta from School of Medical Sciences and Technology, SMST, IIT Kharagpur. My name is Amit Ukle. I am Prime Minister's Research Fellow in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Tirupati. I'm facing some problems with my bandwidth, so I've just switched off my camera. Rest so that you'll have an uninterrupted experience in viewing the presentation. I hope I am audible and my presentation is visible. So before we begin, just a few points. This live interactive session is to boost your performance. It is not compulsory but highly encouraged. I request you to be respectful in chat. If you have any question, you can either unmute yourself then and there, or else you can ask the questions at the end of the session. Videos will be uploaded on YouTube. You can access them through the links on the Google Docs in your NPTEL portal, or you can access them through this YouTube channel. So today's session plan is basically we'll be discussing the practice assignment 8 and then we'll be moving to the question and answer session. So let's begin. So this is a 8-week course. We are in the final week. So this week mainly concerns the commercialization of biosensors and biodevices, environmental field monitoring, food safety and security. So this, as you may have seen the content on the NPTEL portal, it is more of tutorial sessions related to this course. So that is what it is pertains in this week. So let's begin with the practice assignment 8. So moving to the first question. So which one of this is a feature of potentiostat for 3 electrode system? Measure current from counter electrode, measure current from a working electrode, measuring voltage between counter and the working electrode, measuring voltage between working and reference electrode, and the current through the working electrode. Anyone has the answer? So potentiostat basically is from the word itself you can assume that it has something to do with voltage. It is not a current related device, so it has something to do with voltage, but it also it's a op amp, so it has a operational amplifier. So basically it operates on a feedback loop kind of thing. So it is a very complex device. I don't want to go in deep into it, but I can just give you a basic hint that it takes input from or I can say it is connected to all the 3 electrodes in the 3 electrode system. So from this, what do you think will be the answer? So I'll repeat the question again. Which of this is a feature of potentiostat for 3 electrode systems? Measure current from the counter electrode, measure current from the working electrode, measure voltage between the counter and the working electrode, measuring voltage between the working and reference electrode, and current from the working electrode. So yes, we have got the answer. The answer is D. So basically potentiostat, you can from that idea itself you can find out that it is a voltage measuring device, and since the entire working, so what happens is the current what you can say is the electron transfer happens at the working electrode. So it is always essential. So electrons are generated are transferred at the working electrode, so you will get the current. You can measure the current from the working electrode. So that is how the entire setup works. So it measures the voltage between the working and the reference electrode and current through the working electrode, but it is also connected to the counter electrode. So if you are confused about how the potentiostat works, it has three terminals and it is connected to all the three electrodes in the system. So moving to the next question. So what is the role of counter electrode? Counter electrode is used to supply current required by the working electrode. Counter electrode maintains charge neutrality. See, it counters migration effect. It provides an constant potential. So we have, in a three electrode system, we have three electrodes: working electrode, counter electrode, and the reference electrode. So working electrode is where the electron transfer actually takes place. Reference electrode is basically acts as a compensator. So in case the situation, in case there is a change in voltage due to external factors and not due to the what you can say, not due to the reactions, bioreactions are occurring. So we will see some. So to compensate that, we have a reference electrode, and the counter electrode basically is the one which actually is where you actually measure the signals with reference to the working electrode. So what do you think will be the right answer? Yeah, the answer is A. So basically, you have a working electrode at which the biorecognition happens, and then you measure the with respect to the voltage with respect to the counter electrode. So working electrode and counter electrode is where you measure the voltage with respect to. So in order to measure the voltage, you obviously need current. So in order to have the system, so that is how the counter electrode works. So it supplies the current required for the working electrode. So moving to the next question, what is a potentiostat? A device used to measure electrochemical signal. A device used to measure only voltage of the working electrode. Device used to measure only the voltage of the reference electrode. None of the above. So it's a very simple question. It is basically used to measure the electrochemical signal. It has, we discussed what what the potentiostat does in the first question. So I think this is a given. This is a very simple question, which anyone can answer. So moving to the next question, question 4. So there, why there exists a straight line in the EIS plot for imaginary impedance against real impedance? So basically, uh, there. I guess if I can get a whiteboard, I'll explain it here. Yeah, yeah, you are right. So, so bas- so basically, the EIS plot has is basically this is imaginary. Excuse me for my drawing, but this is the imaginary impedance, and the real impedance. Real impedance is on the x-axis. So there will be some amount of mass transfer happening before we actually get a plot between these two. So it is like a semicircular plot between. So my axes are going wrong because of some problem with my laptop. But so it's a like a semicircular plot, but there is some gap before the zero, and so it is somewhat like this. So what this represents is what this question is asking. So basically, yes, it the answer is mass transfer. So when the mass transfer is happening, so what will happen is when in the beginning of any reaction there will be some amount of mass transfer that will be happening. So because there will be a potential being applied, so whenever you what you do in EIS is you apply some potential, a waveform, or in a step manner. So when you do that, there will be some amount of charge particles that will be moving from one electrode to another. So that is why that mass transfer has to be actually happens first, and then is when the charge transfer happens. So first there is a mass transfer, and then there is charge transfer. So there is the inertia is offered to that reaction due to the mass transfer. So you can imagine it that way. So that is what is happening in this. So the answer is mass transfer. So moving to the fifth question, what is the prerequisite for potential measurement optimization? Signal to background ratio optimization, incubation time optimization, colorimetry, voltage optimization, cyclic voltammetry, voltammogram, window optimization. So so signal to background ratio optimization is very important. Basically that is how you get a good signal, but that is not something which is related to potential measurement. That is mainly the basis of the signal measurement. Incubation time optimization, basically when you have the primary antibody and the analyte attached to the sensing element, and when you put the secondary antibody, you need to give some time for the incubation to happen, so that you can after that you can measure the readings. So that is what the incubation time is called. The chronocoilometry is another type of voltage measurement technique, in which you are applying a separate kind of graph, and then there is cyclic voltammogram. So what do you think will be the answer? Yes. So the answer is cyclic voltammogram window optimization. Any questions? Okay, I'll take it as a no, and like we'll move to the next one. Which of the following is a must to be used for a one drop test? Wash free detection, label free detection, multiplex detection, lab on chip detection. So basically this is they are asking. So basically when you want to do one drop test, so basically you put one drop of your sample, and you want to get the biosignal. So you don't want any labeling element, or you don't want any other secondary antibody kind of thing that is going to happen in your entire system. So what do you think will be the answer for this? Yes, the answer is wash free detection. So in label free detection, multiplex detection, they you require some or the other secondary element during this for detection. So only in the wash free detection you can do it on the like a single drop kind of setup. So that is why for a single drop one drop test you need wash free detection. Any questions, just interrupt and unmute and interrupt. So this is a fundamental this is a like a uh, fundamental question. You do there is nothing explaining in this. Which of the following are examples of the choking agents? So choking agents, from the word itself you can understand that this leads to the choking of in the person. It is used again in chemical warfare. So whether it is VX, Levisite, hydrogen cyanide, chloropicrine. So again, this is like you need to know this type of things. There is nothing in that we can actually explain it to you. The answer is chloropicillin. uh, these kind of questions will be asked, so you may have to go through the slides once for knowing the answers for this kind of questions. So moving to the eighth question, which of the following can be categorized under category B, chemical warfare agent? Typhus, pis- psittacosis, cryptosporidium parvum, or Q fever. So I'll just give you an hint. This is a MSQ kind of question. So more than one question, more than one answer can be right. So the answer is all of the above. So basically, these are like the fundamental questions. In this, you have to go through the lecture slide to know the answers for these questions. So the answer is all of the above. Any questions? Okay, so moving to the next question. What is the effect of introducing methylene blue in the reaction well containing platinum nanoparticle and hydrazine? So decrease in the current scene induces side reactions. Increase in the current scene necessitate over potential reaction to take place. So basically, why do you like why do you involve any nanoparticle? So basically, nanoparticles are involved so that you can in get the side reactions to occur that will increase the signal to background ratio from compared to the normal situation. So basically the major function of any nanoparticle is to basically induce some side reactions so that you can detect this there is faster electron transfer, and there is that will lead to like higher signal to background ratio. So that is the first thing. And nanoparticles are obviously conductive in nature, so that leads to less current being required for the signal to be detected. So from these things, what do you think will be the right answer? So the answer is induces side reaction. So as I said, when you put any nanoparticle, your main aim is to induce side reaction. So introducing methylene blue in reaction well containing platinum nanoparticle. So this is kind of a package. So platinum nanoparticle and hydrazine will be there, and to use as a entire setup, you need something like methylene blue, which will speed up the reaction. So that will in enhance the side reactions, and it will also reduce the current seen. So that is how the entire setup works. By the how it works with the introduction of methylene blue. And then last question. So working electrode can act as anode, cathode, counter A and B. So basically, at the working electrode, you can have either oxidation or reduction. So what matters basically in the sensor is what you measure is the potential difference. Electron transfer will happen. So basically, either there will be electron transfer or there will be uh, at the either of the electron. Um, either electron will be given transferred to the working electrode, or it may be taken away from the working electrode, but in any circumstance electron transfer will happen at the working electrode. So what do you think will be the answer for this question? So the answer is D, A and B. So basically working electrode can act both as an anode or a cathode. It depends on what kind of sensor you are making. So you can either design the reaction so that there is oxidation at the working electrode, or you can design it such that there is reduction at the working electrode. In either case, there will be some kind of electron transfer happening, and that electron transfer will lead to a change in potential. So what you are measuring is, you are not measuring current, you are measuring current as well as the voltage. So what you are, the major thing which you are measuring is the voltage. So when there is a current transfer, there will be a volt potential difference that will be generated. So working electrode can act both as a cathode as or as an anode. So that is the thing. So we are done with the assignment. So any other questions, you are free to ask. You are requested to unmute yourself and ask, or you can put your questions in the chat as well. Yeah, so exam pattern. Uh, so as much as I am aware of, it will be mostly 90% will be MCQ, but there can be some descriptive questions. So basically, as I said in the previous session also, what is happening is NPTEL wants people to stay beyond the 1.5 hour mark. So many times the NPTELs are telling the people to add some descriptive questions, so that the people are forced to stay beyond the 1.5 hour mark, because at 1.5 hour mark you are free to leave the exam hall. So that is how it is being happening. So I am not directly involved with the formation of question paper for this course, but for the course which I am involved for, we were told by NPTEL to take up on that thing. So we were told to either increase the number of MCQs to 100, or to put the descriptive question. So it can be either of the things. So basically that is the directives that are coming from NPTEL. So things are not very clear by now, because some back and forth is happening, but you can expect at least 40 to 50% will be MCQ, and that for that you have to go through the lecture slides. And if it is descriptive, it will be very easy, because the thing is, you cannot do any make any figures or something in that typing system. So when the system is there it is not possible to type on that. So whatever the questions will be, it will be very easy, and whatever you type, you are bound to get some or the other marks. So that is how the entire setup will be. So but this is what the picture is, at least right now. With respect to other courses, I am not quite sure about this course in particular, but this is something which is happening from NPTEL side, as much as I know. Any other question? uh Again, that is up to the NPTEL. So basically, if you want to see the transcripts, I have found a way out. Basically, I'll just a moment, I'll just share my screen. If you want to actually see the transcript, or if you want to actually read it, I have found a way out for you. Basically, you are told in the first session, so I found a way out for you. So just a moment, I'll just share my screen in mobile. So I hope my entire screen is visible. So if you go to any lecture slide, so if you just go to lecture per se 21, just go on YouTube. Show transcript. You can go and you will find the transcript here. So in case you want the transcript, so obviously these are not very like foolproof transcript, but if you want to search something in particular, this method can help. So this is something which I found, like, for this for like when you had asked me in the previous time. Maybe you can copy entire thing in Word, there is, and you can do it. uh, that is something which can be happening, but otherwise the transcripts, official transcripts, are not being generated, at least as of now. I hope I could help some in some way or the other. So any other questions? Okay, so actually I would say, yeah. Oh, so you want Kaveri ma'am, so you are asking about for the course for the exam, or for the background of this study. So for if you want to study for the exam, you have to go through the through the lectures from the NPTEL Swayam portal only. So whatever you want to study for the exam, so if you want a background of all the per se terms and whatever the specific term are, or the prerequisites you want to know for the course, I think rather than going for the YouTube channel, you can go through some papers, research papers. I had, in the first lecture I had shared one of the research papers, so I'll just share that again. So if you want to get clear your basics, you can you refer to this paper, and if you want to actually like study for the course or for the exam, you have to go from the Swayam portal itself. So go through the links from the Swayam portal, and that is the way you have to do, because all in the Swayam board, in the YouTube channels, all the videos are very cluttered, and you will not be able to find all the videos, and you might miss one or the other. So I would suggest go through the Swayam portal. If you want, you can save them and make your own playlist. So if you are watching from your like, if you have the same YouTube account linked to your laptop and your phone, what you can do is just in one go open every video, just go open with YouTube, save for later, add them in one of your playlist, and watch them on your phone if you want to do it that way. But if you want to actually go through all the videos, you have to go from the Swayam portal itself. And for the basics, you can refer to the paper I just put. Yeah. Any other questions?
So do abogado para usar.
Uh,
అవునా చేస్తున్నా ఉంటాయా
uh, Keshri, you were not audible. Can you type it basically? Because you are not audible. Yeah, so basic I would say just preparation. If you are very short on time, go through all the assignments. All the assignment, even the slides are there, so you don't even need to watch the videos. Just go through all the assignments one within. That is the first thing you have to do. The second thing is basically not much has been given in the lecture PPT per se. So although the PPTs are there in the swam portal, it's not you can it's not much is given, but I would say the first thing you have to do is get the chemical structure. So in assignment 6 or 7 that week, there are a lot of chemical structures that are there. So you have to identify which chemical structure is there. I'm not recollecting which week it is, but there is a in one of the assignments there are too many chemical structures. So for that week, go into the course PPT, study all the chemical structures. So that is something which will come for 5 to 6 marks. So do that. First week is very basic, so maybe you can just go do the assignments and you will be able to get away with it. And last 2 weeks are again tutorials, so I am not quite sure how much they will ask, but there are some like questions like nerve agents and all those things. These are very like simple questions. You can finish them in like 15-20 minutes. So maybe just go through the transcripts or something like that for the last 2 weeks. And the middle, so first week is done, last 2 weeks are done. So the middle 2 3 4 5 6 is what you have to majorly focus on. That is what the major chunk of your questions will be. So I think I have at least given you a basic idea of where to focus on. Try 1 week, there is a lot of chemical assignments. Yeah, so that's what I said. I was asked earlier also. It is majorly it will be MCQs, but there might be 2 or 3 descriptive questions because NPTEL wants the students to extend the stay. But as I said, in the typing setup, it is very difficult to type. So if you have ever given that NPTEL exam, you will understand that it is very difficult to type in that typing setup, and it is you cannot draw any figure or anything. So whatever you write, you will get, if it is relevant, I'm sure you will get marks. So that is how the things will operate. So don't worry about descriptive as well. So you obviously, when you will be going through all the lecture slides, you will know the keywords. So try to put the keywords, you will get the marks, because you cannot put any figures, you cannot put like, there are a lot of things. It's a very bad input um, mechanism where if you want to type out the questions. So I am quite sure it will be it if you have descriptive, it is actually good for you because you will have that much less scope for losing marks. That is basically a free marks, you can say, if you have descriptive, because you don't have to remember any diagram or anything. You just have to remember some keywords and just put there. Any other questions? In case you are done with your questions, you are free to leave, because it's the exams are approaching. I don't want you to waste the time just in the session. So if you are done with your questions, you are free to leave the session. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Das.
So,
Yeah.
for the last minute preparation, do we need to like I'm asking that do we need to watch all the elective videos?
Uh, 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 can you repeat your question? Your voice is very low. That's why I'm not maybe able to listen.
Sir, could you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I can hear you.
As a, like I'm asking as a last minute preparation, do we need to watch all the videos? Like is it essential?
See, the thing is, if you want to score very high, it is essential. But if you want to just pass, or if you want to just get around 60, you assignments and just going through what I said, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you go through this weeks, it's more than enough. That too, like, see, EIS, electro cyclic voltammogram, that is a very important question. So that something on that will come. So again, the side reactions, how they were happening, the gold nanoparticles related side reactions, if you remember, in the week 2 or week 3. So these things are very important. So if you can go through those videos, you will be done. And watch at 2x. Don't even watch at 1.5x. Watch at 2x, because sir is anyway talking very slow, and you will be able to grasp very fast. So watch at 2x. You will be able to finish at 1 all the 4 weeks in one day. uh, that is how it is. If you just want to score like 45, 50, like just want to just pass on those things, then you can maybe just go through the assignments and just go through few of the videos whichever you think are important, as I told you some of the important ones. But again, I would suggest try to score, because the exam will be very easy if you just be a bit attentive, and if you just put one day work, you will get at least silver. I don't know about the topper thing, but you will at least get silver. So try to put in one day work. You will really excel. I can tell you that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
In case you don't have any question, you are free to leave. Uh, Suchika, do you have any questions? You are free to ask. In case not, you are free to leave. Any questions from your end? I guess nobody's there in the session. I'll still wait for an hour before we close the session. So since there are no more questions, I would like to thank you for attending these sessions and giving me an opportunity to help you with this course. I would really like to thank you for your cooperation. Thank you very much.